The Lake Hodges Trail is a nice and easy hike that is located about 30 miles north of San Diego. This hike has an overall distance of 5.3 miles and an elevation gain of right around 626 feet. The trailhead for this hike is located directly across the street from a restaurant called the Hernandez Hideaway. The parking lot does fill up pretty early on the weekends, so keep that in mind if you intend on doing this trail. The trail starts with a short walk through a forest before you come to a clearing where you will get your first view of Lake Hodges. As we made our way along the lake, I could swear that I heard the sound of bells off in the distance. And it turns out that I was right. This trail is very popular with mountain bikers, so be sure to keep an eye out for them. Most of them were nice enough to have bells on this day so you could hear them coming, but there were a couple that didn't, and they could sneak up on you pretty quick. There are a couple great things about this hike. The first one is that it's pretty easy to follow. As long as the lake is on your left on the way out, you're probably in pretty good shape. The other great thing is that even if you do somehow manage to get lost, you're hiking right along the bottom of the 𝐿𝙞𝙨𝙘𝐡, so you can always scramble up to the road if you need some help. One thing that I think could get you into trouble on this hike is underestimating how much water you need to bring. Even though this trail is rated easy and it's not super long, you are exposed to the sun almost the entire time. This video was shot in November, and for some reason the heat from the sun was really radiating off the dirt that day. It can get extremely hot on this trail, and even though you're so close to civilization, you don't want to go down out here. About 1 mile into the hike, the trail makes a hard left and then it begins to climb. This is definitely an area where you need to watch out for those mountain bikers because they can come through here with quite a bit of speed. The temperatures were definitely rising at this point, and we were looking to grab any little bit of shade that we could. As we rounded one more corner, we saw an orange traffic sign. This meant that we were getting really close to one of the forks that you have to make on this trail. When you get to the paved road, you need to make a left, and you're going to stay on this road for a couple hundred yards. Eventually, the trail will curve back to the right and you will be hiking on dirt again. This is also where one of the restrooms is. The trail will be flattening out again, so if that climb got you winded, you're going to get a second to catch your breath. The trail will continue to snake its way along Lake Hodges, and you're going to start getting little glimpses of the dam, which is your destination. After hiking on for a while, you're going to come to one more fork, and that is right around the 1.9 mile mark. You need to make a right here, and it's quite an easy decision to make because the left side is gated and there are huge no trespassing signs. After taking in the view for a second, we started on the final climb of the way out. Luckily, this isn't as steep as the last one. On the way up the hill, you're going to find the remains of this old car. I'm not exactly sure what model it is, so if you know, please let us know in the comments. As hot as it was, we were tempted to drive this car back to the trailhead, but unfortunately someone did an engine swap and replaced the motor with a twisted T. At this point, the hardest part of the fairly simple way out is done. The trail will be making a slight left and butting directly up against the 𝐿𝙞𝙨𝙘𝐡. If you want to get a better view of the Lake Hodges Dam, which we recommend, you can continue on just a little bit further. I must say that this dam is holding strong and looking pretty good considering the fact that it was built way back in 1918. If you're curious to learn about the various parts of the dam and the functions that they serve, you can hike down to this pipe scope. There used to be more signs down here with lots of information, but unfortunately the sun has taken its toll on them. Luckily, the sign for the pipe scope was still in pretty good condition when we were there. This is about as close as you can get to the dam. The trail does continue on downhill, and it also connects to other trails in case you're looking to get a little bit more mileage. But all other trails heading towards the dam are closed, so please be respectful of that. This hike is an out and back, so that means at this point, it was time to start heading back. The good thing about the way back is that the vast majority of the climbing that you'll be doing is just climbing back up the hill that you came down to take a look at the dam. But besides that climb, most of the hike back is either flat or even slightly downhill. As hot as it was, we were really appreciating this. One thing that you will need to keep an eye out for on the way back is the right turn that you will need to make off of the road. For some reason, it's quite a bit harder to spot on the way back, and since there are so many other trail options, you could end up taking the wrong one if you're not paying attention. But besides that, everything else about the way back seems quite standard. If you like this area, there are more trails to be explored here. There is another hike called the Lake Hodges Overlook Trail, which we haven't done just yet, but it looks really cool. It is a little bit more strenuous with 7.3 miles and 1,400 feet of elevation gain, but hopefully we'll hit that one soon. If you enjoy our adventures, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because those are the best things that you can do to support this channel. Check us out on Instagram at @thatadventurelife_official. And for all the information about this hike as well as other awesome things to do in Southern California, head on over to thatadventurelife.com.